David's. Oh, because Joe H is different. The back to put his instrument, the back that he's playing with David's.
Yeah. What is up, YouTube? T-Roy here with another vlog video I'm going to do today. I'm going to let you guys in on some more of the work that we're doing next door at our hair salon and show you a little bit of stuff they did last week. This week's going to be a huge weekend. Today is Wednesday. I'm a little late in doing this vlog. And I was going to do one, I started to do one yesterday and was just so busy and tried to get it out. And so anyway, didn't obviously do that, but I am going to try to post this today. So it's Wednesday. So hopefully it'll go up this evening sometime. But I had a visitor this past Saturday, and that's how behind I am. I was going to try to do the vlog Saturday or Monday at the latest. If you watched, and I talk about him a lot, Ryan from RNA and Angela, their store is RNA Music. They're in Canton, and they're a lot of you guys that are my subscribers, I'm sure, subscribe to Ryan and Angela's channel. There's a guy named Tim Worley. I'm sure you guys seen him on there on their videos quite often. He has a little band, and I don't know that they gig, according to him, a whole lot. They did an album and stuff, just friends, but it's called he's called Uncle Buck and the Jalapeno Overdrive. Anyway, you've probably seen him on there. He's a great guy. He came by the store on Saturday just to meet me and say hello, and I was glad to get to meet him, and he played a little bit. We talked. We had a great talk. He's probably here about an hour, and we had a great time. So anyway, I did a little video on that, and I'll show you that here later in this vlog. But I was going to show you also the progress on our hair salon that I keep talking so much about, and what was done last weekend. It's not going to be a huge drastic change, but that big wood wall that y'all have seen us that she was not happy with, they redid it. It took almost all day to redo it and get it, you know, more even like she wanted it. She's very picky. I am too, but she's a girl, and a lot of females are really, she's really picky being a hairstylist and all. So yeah, that's done. A lot of the cabinets are on over there, and which really has made a big difference. And so yeah, I was going to show you all that. Also, I had a story to share about my Mother's Day. It's kind of a downer, but I wanted y'all to know, because I'm always honest with y'all, kind of try to let you in on what's going on here with me in the store and my life. So anyway, I just wanted you guys to know what happened, and yeah, we've had a rough week. So anyway, I'll go ahead and take you in. I want to show you next door what's happening, and then we'll go from there. See you in a bit. That's a little sneak peek of the store. I know it's not a lot of footage, but it was just a little bit of the cabinets in the wall, and just some of the work that they've done putting on the facings. If you saw them before, I know they looked dated. They're just old. They were old orange color. They were actually custom cabinetry when they were put in. They were built especially for that salon and the way it's laid out. But they've been there for, goodness, years and years, probably 25 years or more, and they needed a facelift and needed to be, you know, sanded and refinished. And my wife loves the darker cabinetry look, so obviously she went darker. And plus, it shows less wear and tear and stains, because they use a lot of color for hair and stuff over there. And if they were to get something on it and stuff, it probably wouldn't show as bad, obviously. And so yeah. This week is countertops, which is going to be a huge change. She can't wait for that. And I told y'all a little bit about the countertops before, but we're using a process that they actually spray over the formica, and it looks just like granite. I mean, it's amazing looking. It's beautiful, and not just is it's beautiful and it looks like granite, but it's very forgiving. A lot of the hairstylists obviously use color and things like that, and with the color, you know, they get it on the counters and stuff. It's real stain resistant, real durable stuff, and so we thought it would work well in the salon, and it's very affordable as opposed to granite. So yeah, so that's what we're going with, and it's really we're really excited. That back bar is the area where all the shampoo bowls are on, and of course, by the way, we're getting new shampoo bowls this weekend too. But the back bar area is rounded. It has a round base, so you couldn't put granite. I mean, you can, you know, granite obviously is going to have square joints, and so this stuff you can spray on, and it'll contour to the roundness of the back bar, which is kind of cool. So anyway, yeah, that's going in this week also. And there's a lot of smalls and little things they're doing, and then the following week or the week after, we're not sure, we're trying to schedule it. The floors are going to be done and stuff. So I'm going to give y'all a sneak peek of it all and let each week, but then I'll show you the finished product when it's done for those of you who care. And but I just wanted to share that with you. So anyway, yeah. So also I told you that I had a visitor this last Saturday, Tim Worley from you see him on Ryan and Angela's videos and from RNA. For those of you who have seen Ryan and Angela from RNA Music's, if you're a subscriber of theirs, which I'm sure you are, if you're a subscriber of my channel, I'm sure most of my subscribers have seen their stuff or either are subscribers from their channel. Anyway, they have a great channel. If not, go check them out. But he's a great friend of Ryan's and Angela's, and he has a band called Uncle Buck and the Jalapeño Overdrive, and from what I understand, they don't gig a whole lot. I don't think they gig at all, really, but they have made some albums. Matter of fact, Robert Baker, for those of you who know Robert, I'm sure if you're watching this video and you're into music and you subscribe to a lot of music channels, you'll know Robert Baker. He played on, I think, his album. So yeah, so he's just a great guy. He wanted to meet me and say hello. I wanted to meet him and say hello. We knew each other through the YouTube thing, and so yeah, it was cool. He hung out for probably about an hour. I told y'all that earlier, and played a little bit, and we had a great time, just kind of getting to know each other. And so yeah, I've talked to him since then several times, and so anyway, this is a little footage of Saturday, just a very short snippet of our day, but I thought I'd get a little bit and show you guys. So check this out. What's up, guys? Let's see who came by to visit us today. Who's that playing? Mr. Tim Worley. What's up, Tim?
What's going on?
Came by today to see us all the way from, where you at? Where are you from? Longview, that's right. For those of you who watch RNA's videos, which I know a lot of you guys that watch mine watch Ryan and Angela's, Tim, you'll see him on there quite often. So anyway, he just came by. Were you vacationing, you said?
Yeah, I was down in Galveston, just hanging out at the beach for a week and disappearing from the
just chillaxing a little bit. Yeah, it's a good place to go. We're not too far. Everybody says, "Oh, you must go to Galveston all the time." I'm like, "No, I really don't." Even though it's only 45 minutes down the road. But
right
anyway.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I'm gonna get you picking a little bit before we go.
Just trying out this awesome CMG Mark.
Yeah. That one's got the. I was telling Tim, this one's the one that has the quilt maple top and has the Area T pickups, the Marzios in them, and he hadn't seen one or hadn't played. I don't think this is your first time, right?
Yeah,
to play
first
a Mark.
time playing a Mark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Ryan's got those Ashleys.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the store, and the Ashley's great. I mean, it's a fantastic guitar, but man, I'm kind of digging this.
Yeah, it's sweet. I love it. I like to hear you play it. Well, I'm gonna.
Now I'm on the spot.
Yeah, he's on the spot. Hey. Crank it up a little bit. You know, it ain't gonna bother anybody here. We got the store next door, so nobody can complain to me. So where is the Jalapeño Overdrive playing soon? Anywhere around?
The Overdrive isn't playing. I'm going to be playing on Father's Day at Longview First Nazarene.
And
just doing special music for Father's Day. That's going to be me by myself.
so does your band play out often or ever?
No, not really. The Jalapeño Overdrive is pretty much, the great thing about that whole project is it's just friends that get together, and primarily it's for recording songs and just having fun. And
yeah, I saw y'all on Ryan's video. I think Angela was doing some vocals on your stuff, and not too far ago. So, any guys that hasn't seen Tim or his music, you can get it on where?
It's everywhere. It's iTunes, Amazon, Google. You can find it on Spotify, and it's just Uncle Book and the Jalapeño Overdrive.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole thing is just a labor of love. It's just about breaking out original music and just getting friends together. The best place to get it, if you're going to buy it, is to go to roadsidebeggarsmusic.com. That's the label, and you can buy it direct from Roadside Beggars Music.
And where can they get one of your shirts and stuff? You were telling me earlier.
Yeah, I don't have the link up there.
All right. Well, I'll put the link, guys, in the description in the box below. So for those of you because y'all have probably seen, I know Ryan wear them. I know I've seen Tim on the videos wear them. So I was actually asking for myself too, and I'm gonna find out, and I'll put the link for you guys if y'all are interested in the little box.
It's on a Spreadshirt site, so it's
cool.
It's kind of its own online little store thing.
Awesome. Well, yeah, this was my first time getting to meet Tim myself, and I've seen him on the videos as well. I feel like we're already friends. I mean, we've talked a little bit, but yeah, it was cool. He was in the area, so he started to drop by, and you guys, I talk about their videos a lot, and you guys see them, so it's kind of cool. He dropped by, but yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna take us out playing a little bit here.
Sure.
Encounter. I hope you liked it. That was kind of cool getting to meet Tim. And hey Tim, hope you're doing great. I'll continue to talk to him, and I'm sure as I see him and Ryan, I'm hoping I get to go up and do some video with those guys here not too long. And so yeah, I'm sure I'll keep in touch. So anyway, the weekend, our Mother's Day. I was going to tell you guys about it. We had I told y'all about, I had something really kind of tragic happen on Mother's Day. So we had a great weekend with our moms. We had a great Mother's Day, rather, and then we took them both to eat at a Sunday brunch. They're very good friends, so they know each other real well. And so we just made it a family thing for her mom and my mom, and of course my dad and her dad were there too. And had a great time. Came home and of course had to go up to the hair salon while they're remodeling and just kind of oversee things and help out and do what we can do. And got to be later in the evening, my wife said, hey, why don't you go home, because some of the guys needed to be paid. So I went home to get the checkbook and everything. So I ran home. When I did, my two little dogs met me at the gate. They're Morkies. They're a cross between a Yorkie and a Maltese. They're designer mutts is all they are. They just crossbreed them and try to charge you for them. They're just mutts, but they're the greatest dogs in the world. We love them like they're our kids. I mean, for those of you who have dogs and dog lovers, you understand that. I didn't for the longest time, but when I first got married, I'll tell you a quick story before I finish this one. Before we first got married, I was always a dog lover. We had dogs as a kid. My mom and dad, but they were outside dogs. My parents were not inside dog people. They weren't really dog people, but they allowed us to have dogs. We loved our dogs, but they were dogs and they were outside. That's the way we always portrayed them. Well, I always heard people, oh, my babies, talking about their dogs and acting like they were their kids. I always thought it was crazy, and I really did. I was never one that had them. And when they're inside, when we got married, my wife talked me into getting one for inside, and it was a very big change for me to even commit to that. But when I did, it was life changing for me. They were literally, You're with them all the time. They think you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. No matter what you do, you come home, you have a good day, you have a bad day, you're grumpy, you're whatever, and no matter what, they think you're the most amazing thing. They're there to greet you. They love you unconditionally, which is, we could take a lot of pointers from dogs sometimes, I think, as humans. But I sit there and just, I never knew that I could love an animal as much as I love my dogs. And I always thought that was weird. Well, I understand now, because you know, like people say, you can honestly, it's like a family member, and that's the truth. I mean, it's like losing a family member if they go. But I got home, to fast forward to the original story. I got home, my two little Morkies met me at the gate, and they're about 5.5 years old. They're fairly young. And so I walked through the gate, and I said, Daisy, we have a 13.5-year-old Maltese. And she don't normally come up to the gate. She kind of goes towards the end of the hallway, and she waits and she twirls and twirls, because she knows that's closer to the food. And hey, I'm coming in, or my wife's coming in, she might be fed then. So she gets excited. She loves to eat. So I went down, I walked in, I said, hey, where's Daisy? And normally she greets us in the hallway, and she wasn't there. So I said, well, hey guys, where's Daisy? I said, Daisy, I hollered for her. No response. So I thought, man, she might be really asleep. You know, sometimes they do get in deep sleep, and then they'll come right up when I start walking down the hallway. So I got a little further down the hallway hollering for her and didn't get a response. Well, my two little dogs, especially my little girl, and by the way, our two little girl and boy Morkies, their names are Bud and Sissy. For those of you who understand that or know what that means, we live in the Deer Park area, which Pasadena, Texas borders us. So we're literally right beside where GILLEY'S, the nightclub, the famous GILLEY'S, Mickey Gilley and Sherwood Crier had the big nightclub, which is right down the road from us. So I have grew up with that since I was a little kid. We passed by it every single day. It's right, we still pass by it every day where it used to be. It's been torn down in the past years. But yeah, it was a icon in this area, and during its heyday, you know, I was alive. I was very young, but we passed by it every day. During the filming of the film, it's really strange. I'll tell a quick story on that. The directors came to my grandfather, who was a pastor of a church called South Houston Assembly, which was right down the road from GILLEY'S, a very nice church at the time, beautiful insides. During the wedding scene from John Travolta and Deborah Winger, when they got married, they were supposed to have a church scene. Well, if you'll notice, they didn't inside. But the church scene was going to be shot at my grandfather's church where I grew up. But long story, the deacon board met. It's one of those things, and my grandfather was going to allow it, but the deacon board said no. And so we ended up turning that offer down, and they ended up not even having a church scene in there. So yeah, so Bud and Sissy, though, are our dogs' names, and they're named after, just because it was kind of iconic to this area, because all the scenes were shot in this area to the movie. And Bud is John Travolta, and Deborah Winger is obviously Sissy in the movie, and so that's our dog's name. So that's how we came about those names. But anyway, so I get to the house. My two dogs, Bud and Sissy, met us at the gate, or met me at the gate. We have a little dog gate in the hallway, and I said, hey guys, what's going on? And, you know, greeted them. I said, hey, where's Daisy? Daisy normally twirls. She gets at the very end of the hallway and twirls, which is closer to the food, because she knows when my wife or myself come home, you know, it's closer to the food. We're fixing to feed them, and she can't wait. She loves to eat. So she wasn't there, which was not necessarily not common. Most of the time she is, but sometimes she gets into a sleep and she's chilling and sleeping, and she don't hear us at first. So I thought, okay, no big deal. And I said, Daisy, I hollered for her, couldn't find her, or she didn't respond. And I thought it was kind of odd, and I said, Daisy, I hollered again. I still didn't hear her. So I opened the gate up, of course, walked down the hallway, and as I'm walking down, I'm hollering for her again, and my two little dogs are walking beside me like, hey, we're going to show you something. And I kept hollering for her, and I got around the end of the hallway, and it's still, I hollered again, and no response. So I kind of started getting a knot in my stomach. I thought, oh God, please don't let something be wrong with her. So I got to the end of the hallway, which opens up into our kitchen, and I went around our island. As soon as I went around the island, I hollered again, and I saw her laying on her pillow that she lays on. It's a big, one of those big, comfortable pillows, dog pillows, and she loved laying on it, and she was on it and looked like she was sound asleep. I hollered for her again. I thought, man, she's sleeping deep, hopefully. She didn't respond. Of course, I got right up on her and hollered again, and she would not respond. Looked down at her. Long story short, I knew at that moment she had passed, and of course I was in shock. I mean, I didn't even touch her because it was just that traumatic to me, and I just like, oh man. So I immediately picked up the phone, and I was gonna tell my wife, but there was contractors. She was in the middle. She was down here at her salon, and I thought, man, I can't do that. I don't want to I don't want her to fall apart in front of everybody. And so I thought, I asked her to step out of the store. I called her immediately because I needed to speak to someone too. You know, I was trying to be as strong as I could, but it's traumatic. So I called her and I said, hey, Veronica, I said, babe, I said, I need to tell you something. And so I asked her to step out, and I said, I don't know how to say this, babe, but Daisy is dead. And of course, I know that's not the most soft and the most delicate way to tell her, but I was in shock myself, and I needed to tell her. And where I live, and the salon in our business is literally, when I say a minute away, we're that close drive time. We're right down the road. So I told her, she said, well, please get up here. I got up there, and she immediately met me at the truck. We got in, we went home, and of course we went and picked her up, and of course we both bawled for hours, and I felt like my eyes were about to fall out of my head. We cried so much, and I'm not the easiest crier. I don't cry easy, but you know, that was just, I was so hurt because she was so alive and such good health, and she had just been at the vet just recently, and the vet was just giving her all her checkups, looked great. It wasn't an old age thing. There was more to it. We don't know what. Of course, we didn't do an autopsy. We didn't do any kind of delving. But I have a feeling, you know, she was 13 and a half years old. She only had about a third of her teeth left. She still managed to eat. She was an eater. She loved food. She loved treats. I mean, that was, besides us, that's what she lived for. So we always give them a real soft treat that's easy for her to do before we leave the house. They're stressed out as it is, separation anxiety when they leave. A lot of you guys understand that with your animals when you leave the house. So I thought, so my wife had given that to her the morning when we went to take our parents to eat for Mother's Day. And I think possibly she may have just been chewing it so quick, didn't chew it good. I think she may have choked. She's very little. I don't know that. That's just speculation. I don't guess I'll ever know. My biggest thing is we know that she's not here with us, and these last 3 days have been rough for us. I don't know how to even say it. I mean, if you don't have a pet and you're not a pet lover, or you're not a dog lover, or you're not an animal lover, and you don't have inside dogs, or even outside dogs. I don't mean you can't love your outside dog just as much, but when they're there with you all the time, when you're home, the bond that you create with them is just something I never knew until I got married, 20 years ago. It's just it was such a traumatic thing, and my wife, of course, has cried every night. Literally at night I wake up, she's bawling. So it's been tough 3 nights since then. I know it will get easier at some point, but and of course I've got the memories. She was just an amazing little dog. She brought so much joy to us. And so anyway, I don't want to keep, I know this is kind of ending this video on a downer, but like I said, I try to be open with you guys, let you know a little bit or a lot about what's going on in my life. And the music industry, the music business is the main thing of this channel, obviously, but these vlogs kind of are more of a window into my life. And I've just started this. I think this is going to be my 3rd one, and